is a quiet strength in choosing yourself, a strength that does not need validation, does not seek approval, and does not chase after people who do not see your worth. When you shift your focus inward, you awaken a power within you, a power so radiant, so magnetic, that the world cannot help but take notice. Many of us have spent too much time worrying about others, what they think, what they do, and whether they approve of us. But today I invite you to step into a new reality, a reality where you become the center of your own universe. When you do this, something extraordinary happens. You rise, you transform, and you shock everyone who once underestimated you. You do not need anyone else to tell you that you are enough. You do not need permission to be great. The only validation you need is your own. When you stop looking outside of yourself for approval, you reclaim your power. Your energy becomes sacred, untouchable, and those who once ignored you will suddenly wonder how they missed your greatness. From a very young age, we are conditioned to seek validation. We are taught to look for approval from parents, teachers, friends, and society. When we do something well, we are rewarded with praise. When we fall short, we are corrected or even criticized. Over time, this creates a pattern where we start measuring our worth by how others perceive us. But the truth is, your worth has never depended on outside opinion. Your value is not determined by how many people approve of you, agree with you, or recognize your talents. Seeking validation from others is like chasing a mirage in the desert. No matter how much you try to please people, their opinions will always shift. One day they admire you, the next they question you. If you live by their praise, you will die by their criticism. The only way to truly find inner peace is to step away from the need for external approval and recognize that you are already whole, already enough, exactly as you are. When you give yourself validation, something incredible happens. You become free. You no longer need to explain yourself, prove yourself, or try to fit into someone else's expectations. You begin to live for yourself, and that is where true confidence is born. People are drawn to those who stand strong in their own energy, who do not waver in their self-belief, who know their worth without needing it confirmed by others. But how do you shift from seeking validation to giving it to yourself? The first step is awareness. Pay attention to the moments when you find yourself looking for approval. Are you hesitating to make a decision because you're afraid of what others will think? Are you holding back from expressing yourself because you fear judgment? Do you feel the need to explain your choices so that others will accept them? These are signs that you are still seeking external validation. Once you recognize this pattern, you can begin to break free from it. Start by affirming your own worth daily. Remind yourself that your opinions, your desires, and your choices are valid, whether or not anyone else agrees. If something feels right in your heart, trust it. If a path calls to you, walk it with confidence. If your dreams seem unconventional, pursue them anyway. You are the only one who has to live with your decisions, so why give that power away to others? Another way to shift your mindset is to practice self-acceptance. Embrace all parts of yourself, the strengths and the imperfections. You do not need to be perfect to be worthy. You do not need to be liked by everyone to be valuable. When you accept yourself fully, you stop looking for others to fill the void that only self-love can fill. It is also important to set boundaries. When you stop seeking validation, you will notice that some people may not like it. They may question you, challenge you, or try to pull you back into old patterns of seeking approval. But remember, you are no longer living for them. You are living for yourself. Stand firm in your choices. Do not let the fear of disappointing others keep you from honoring your truth. True power comes when you learn to validate yourself. When you wake up each day knowing that you are already enough, you carry yourself differently. You walk with confidence. You speak with certainty. You radiate a presence that is undeniable. People will notice. And ironically, the less you seek their validation, the more they will be drawn to you. But by then, their approval will no longer matter, because you have already given yourself the greatest gift of all. You have accepted yourself. You have chosen yourself. And that is all you will ever need. Every decision you make today shapes the person you will become tomorrow. Every action, every habit, every choice is an investment, either in your growth or in your stagnation. Your future self is not some distant stranger. It is you, waiting on the other side of your decisions. The question is, what kind of life will you create for yourself? Many people wait for the perfect moment to start improving their lives. They tell themselves that one day they will focus on their health, their mindset, their finances, or their personal growth. But the truth is, change does not happen in the future. It happens now. The small things you do today, the effort you put in, the discipline you build, all of it compounds over time. Every book you read, every workout you complete, every skill you develop is a deposit into your future self-success. Imagine yourself a year from now. What do you see? Do you see someone who is stronger, wiser, and more confident? Or do you see someone who looks back and wishes they had started sooner? The person you will be in the future is determined by the choices you make in this moment. You cannot expect a life of abundance, growth, and happiness if you do not plant the seeds today. Investing in yourself does not require massive changes overnight. It begins with small, consistent steps. Wake up a little earlier to meditate, read, or journal. Choose food that nourishes your body instead of drains it. Surround yourself with people who uplift and challenge you instead of those who hold you back. Prioritize learning and expanding your mind rather than staying stuck in old limiting beliefs. Each step may feel small on its own, but when repeated daily, these actions transform your entire life. Growth requires discipline. It is easy to stay in the comfort zone, to repeat the same routines, and to settle for what feels familiar. But comfort is not where transformation happens. Growth is uncomfortable. It requires effort. It demands that you stretch beyond what is easy and step into what is necessary. The only way to become the best version of yourself is to push beyond resistance. Think of your mind like a garden. If you do not plant anything intentionally, weeds will grow by default. In the same way, if you do not actively invest in your growth, negativity, self-doubt, and bad habits will take over. You must be intentional. Feed your mind with knowledge. Feed your body with movement. Feed your soul with self-care. Everything you do today is a form of self-respect for the person you are becoming. People often say they do not have time to invest in themselves. But time is not the issue. Priorities are. The same 24 hours that some people use to build businesses, write books, or transform their bodies are the same 24 hours that others use to scroll endlessly on social media or waste energy on things that do not serve them. The difference is focus. Are you using your time to build yourself, or are you letting it slip away? Your future self is watching. They are depending on you to make the right choices today. Imagine looking back a year from now and knowing that you gave it your all, that you chose discipline over distraction, growth over comfort, and self-belief over doubt. That version of you will be grateful for every effort you put in now. Do not wait until you feel ready, because readiness is an illusion. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Just start. Read that book. Take that course. Begin that workout. Say yes to the things that challenge you and no to the things that hold you back. You have one life, and the way you live it is entirely up to you. The future is not something you wait for. It is something you create. And every single day, with every single choice, you are shaping it. Invest in yourself now. because your future self is counting on you. Your energy is sacred. It is the life force that fuels your dreams, your goals, and your inner peace. Yet too often we allow others to drain us, whether through toxic relationships, endless obligations, or the fear of saying no. But the truth is, if you do not protect your energy, no one else will. If you do not set boundaries, the world will keep taking from you until you are left exhausted, depleted, and disconnected from yourself. Boundaries are not walls, they are doors. They do not shut people out, but they ensure that only those who respect and uplift you have access to your time, your space, and your emotional well-being. Without boundaries, you give away your energy freely, and not everyone who takes from you will give back. Some people will take advantage of your kindness. Some will push past your limits because they know you won't stop them. And if you allow it, you will find yourself living for everyone else while neglecting yourself. One of the greatest acts of self-love is learning to say no without guilt. Saying no does not mean you are unkind or selfish. It means you respect yourself enough to honor your own needs. It means that you refuse to overextend yourself just to make others comfortable. It means that you value your time, your peace, and your well-being above pleasing people who do not always have your best interests at heart. Boundaries are not just about saying no to others. They are also about saying yes to yourself, yes to rest, yes to self-care, yes to protecting your emotional space. If something drains you, you do not have to tolerate it. If someone constantly brings negativity into your life, you have the right to distance yourself. Protecting your energy is not about being rude or shutting people out. It is about creating a space where you can thrive without being pulled down by what does not serve you. Many people struggle with setting boundaries because they fear rejection. They worry that saying no will push people away or make them seem difficult. But the truth is, the right people will respect your boundaries. The people who truly value you will not be offended when you protect your time and energy. It is only those who benefited from your lack of boundaries who will be upset when you start enforcing them. And that is a sign that they were never truly for you. It is also important to remember that setting boundaries is not a one-time act. It is a continuous process. Every day you will be presented with situations that require you to stand firm in your self-respect. You may have to say no to an opportunity that does not align with your goals. You may have to walk away from a relationship that drains you. You may have to let go of friendships that no longer support your growth. This is not easy, but it is necessary. When you begin to set boundaries, something amazing happens. You start attracting people who respect you. You start gaining clarity on what truly matters. You start feeling lighter, freer, and more at peace. Your energy becomes more vibrant because it is no longer being drained by people and situations that do not deserve it. Boundaries are not about control, they are about empowerment. They remind you that you have a say in who and what gets access to your life. You are not here to be available to everyone at all times. You are not here to meet every demand or fulfill every expectation. You are here to live your truth, protect your energy, and create a life that feels good to you. So give yourself permission to set boundaries. Give yourself permission to say no without explaining. Give yourself permission to walk away from what no longer serves you. Your peace is too valuable to be sacrificed for the comfort of others. Protect your energy, because when you do, you give yourself the freedom to thrive. Silence is powerful. In a world that constantly demands a reaction, where people are quick to defend themselves, explain, or seek approval, silence becomes a rare and valuable strength. It is not a sign of weakness, but a mark of discipline, confidence, and wisdom. When you master the art of silence, you shift the balance of power in your favor. You stop wasting energy on unnecessary battles and let your actions speak for themselves. Too often people feel the need to prove themselves. They explain their choices, justify their boundaries, and seek validation for their decisions. But true confidence does not require explanation. When you are secure in who you are, you do not beg to be understood. You do not chase approval. You do not waste time arguing with those who have already made up their minds about you. Instead, you remain still, knowing that your actions will say more than words ever could. There is a deep wisdom in silence. It allows you to observe, to listen, and to understand more than those who speak endlessly. When you remain quiet, you see things that others miss. You notice intentions, patterns, and unspoken truths. You learn when to engage and when to walk away. You no longer react to every slight, every insult, every provocation, because you understand that not everything requires a response. People who lack control over their emotions often reveal too much. They argue, defend, and react impulsively. But those who are truly powerful know that silence is a strategy. It confuses those who seek a reaction. It unsettles those who expect you to engage in their games. When you refuse to respond, you remove their power over you. You remain in control, and that control is priceless. Silence is also a form of self-respect. It means you no longer waste words on people who are committed to misunderstanding you. It means you no longer participate in meaningless drama or conversations that drain your energy. You do not owe explanations to those who do not value you. You do not have to prove your worth to those who refuse to see it. You simply live in alignment with your truth and let time reveal everything. There is no need to announce your plans, your goals, or your next move. Work in silence, build in private, move without the need for recognition. Too often people share their dreams with the wrong audience. People who do not believe in them, who secretly hope they fail, who plant seeds of doubt in their minds. But when you stay silent, you protect your vision. You allow your results to speak for themselves. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your emotions, or your energy. Be selective with your words and who you share them with. Protect your peace by keeping certain things private. Your growth, your healing, your progress, let these unfold in silence. There is no need to announce every step of your journey. The right people will notice, and the wrong ones do not matter. Silence also teaches patience. It gives you the ability to step back and see the bigger picture. Instead of reacting in the moment, you learn to pause, to reflect, to respond with intention rather than impulse. This is a skill that few master, but those who do gain an undeniable advantage in life. Mastering the art of silence does not mean suppressing your voice when it matters. It means knowing when to speak and when to hold back. It means understanding that words are powerful, but they lose their weight when used carelessly. It means recognizing that true power comes not from what you say, but from how you carry yourself, from the quiet strength you exude, from the confidence that does not need to be announced. When you stop explaining, stop defending, stop reacting, you shift into a different kind of power. You move differently. You radiate self-assurance. And in doing so, you command respect without demanding it. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Let your success be your response. Let your silence be your strength. There is a power within you that is greater than any obstacle, stronger than any doubt, and more magical than you can imagine. It has been there since the day you were born, waiting for you to recognize it, to embrace it, and to use it to create the life you desire. This power is your belief in yourself, your ability to shape your reality, and your capacity to transform your life from the inside out. Most people spend their lives searching for something outside of themselves to give them confidence, happiness, and fulfillment. They look for validation from others, for the perfect moment, for signs that they are on the right path. But the truth is, everything you need is already within you. You do not have to wait for permission to step into your power. You do not need someone else to confirm your worth. You are already enough, exactly as you are. Believing in your own magic means understanding that you are the creator of your own reality. Your thoughts, your words, and your actions shape your world. If you tell yourself that you are not good enough, not strong enough, not capable enough, your life will reflect those beliefs. But if you choose to see yourself as powerful, worthy, and unstoppable, you will begin to attract opportunities, people, and experiences that align with that truth. There have been times when you have doubted yourself, times when fear whispered that you were not ready, that you would fail, that you were not special enough to achieve great things. But fear is an illusion. It is a trick of the mind designed to keep you small, to keep you comfortable, to keep you from stepping into your true potential. The moment you decide to stop listening to that voice is the moment you reclaim your power. You have overcome challenges before. You have risen from situations that once felt impossible. You have found strength in moments of weakness and light in the darkest of times. That is proof of your magic. That is proof that there is something within you that refuses to be defeated. And if you have done it before, you can do it again. Only this time, you do not have to wait until life forces you to rise. You can choose to rise now. Your dreams, your visions, your desires, they were placed in your heart for a reason. They are not random. They are not impossible. They are glimpses of what you are capable of, waiting for you to believe in them. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that it is possible. Once you decide that you are worthy, that you are capable, and that you are ready, the universe will begin to move in your favor. Some people will not understand your journey. They may question your choices, doubt your abilities, or try to discourage you from following your dreams. But their opinions do not define you. They do not see what you see. They do not feel the calling within you. Do not let their limitations become your own. You were not meant to live according to their fears. You were meant to rise beyond them. Believing in your own magic also means trusting in the timing of your life. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even when it does not seem like it. Just because something has not happened yet does not mean it never will. Every delay, every setback, every closed door is preparing you for something greater. Keep going, keep believing, keep showing up for yourself. You are more powerful than you know. There is strength in your spirit, wisdom in your soul, and magic in your being. Do not waste another moment doubting yourself. Do not shrink to fit into spaces that do not celebrate your greatness. You were born to shine, to grow, to evolve, and to leave your mark on this world. So step into your power, trust yourself, honor your dreams. You have everything you need inside of you. The world is waiting for you to believe in your own magic. There comes a time in life when words are no longer necessary, a time when you stop explaining yourself, stop seeking validation, and stop trying to prove your worth. Instead, you shift your focus inward. You invest in yourself, grow in silence, and let your transformation do the talking. And when you do this, the world cannot help but notice. Transformation is not something you announce. It is something you embody. It happens when you commit to becoming the best version of yourself, not to impress others, but because you deserve it. It is a quiet process built on daily choices, small victories, and the discipline to keep moving forward even when no one is watching. But make no mistake, the world will see the change. They will feel the shift in your energy, the confidence in your presence, and the strength in your silence. There will be those who once doubted you, who suddenly want to understand you. There will be people who overlooked you, who now see you in a different light. Some will admire you, some will be inspired by you, and some will feel threatened by the fact that you are no longer the person they once knew. This is the power of transformation. It forces people to react whether they are ready for it or not. At first, some may question your changes. They may try to pull you back into old habits, remind you of who you used to be, or challenge your new mindset. This is because your growth disrupts their comfort. When you rise, you hold up a mirror to those who have remained stagnant. Your transformation is proof that change is possible, and that can be uncomfortable for those who have not yet decided to evolve. But do not let their reactions distract you. You are not changing for them. You are changing for yourself. You are stepping into your power, redefining your life and proving to yourself that you are capable of more. Keep going even when they do not understand. Keep rising even when they resist. Eventually, your consistency will silence every doubt, every question, and every assumption they ever had about you. The most powerful transformations happen in private. You do not need to tell everyone about your plans, your progress, or your vision. You simply need to show up for yourself, day after day, and trust that your efforts will manifest into something undeniable. Let them wonder, let them be curious, let them ask what changed, and when they do, you will not have to say a word. They will see it in your presence, in your confidence, in the way you carry yourself differently. People respect results more than explanations. When you level up mentally, emotionally, physically, or financially, it speaks for itself. You do not have to prove anything. Your transformation becomes the proof. When you focus on bettering yourself, the world eventually adjusts to your new reality. Some will try to reconnect, some will apologize for ever doubting you, and some will pretend they never questioned you in the first place. Let them react however they choose. You have nothing to prove and everything to gain. The key is to stay committed even when no one is clapping for you. Keep showing up for yourself even when no one acknowledges your progress. Success is not about being seen. It is about being consistent. And when you are consistent, the world will take notice, whether today, tomorrow, or years from now. The journey of transformation is yours alone. It is about breaking past old limitations, healing from past wounds, and stepping into the power you always had within you. It is about proving to yourself that you can become more than you ever imagined. And as you rise, watch how the world reacts. Watch how the same people who once underestimated you suddenly have something to say. Watch how your growth forces them to see you differently. You do not have to convince anyone of your worth. You do not have to explain your journey. Just transform, just grow, just become. And let the world react however it may. Because in the end, your transformation will speak louder than any words ever could.